Have you ever seen something before it should exist? A glimpse of tomorrow. Inside today, something small, like a photograph, something impossible, and yet undeniable. Tonight on Sleepy Sagas, we follow the quiet unraveling of a mystery wrapped in light and time, a moment captured before it ever happened. So close your eyes, let your breath slow, and drift with us into the story of the photograph that was taken tomorrow. It began with an old camera. Not antique, just old dusty, the kind you'd find in a thrift shop beside tangled wires and forgotten remotes. She hadn't planned to go inside the shop, but something pulled her. It needed to be dry, or perhaps something else. Lena found it on a rainy afternoon. The camera wasn't special. Black plastic, square body, fixed lens. No brand she recognized, but it had film inside. You can have it for $5, said the clerk. Don't know if it works? Took it home, placed it on her desk where it sat for weeks. She bought it, until one late evening, the lights flickered in her apartment. Not out, just and for reasons she couldn't explain, Lena picked up the camera and pointed it out the window. She clicked the shutter. The camera made a sound like a sigh. The next morning, she found the developed photo lying on her desk. She hadn't developed it. She hadn't sent it anywhere. But there it was. A photo of the street outside, only it wasn't the street from the night before. The tree across the road was gone. A new bench stood where there hadn't been one, and a man with an orange umbrella walked past a man she'd never seen. Lena stared at it for a long time, then she tucked it into a drawer. The next day, she opened her window. The tree had been cut down. Workers installed a bench, and at exactly 2:14 p.m., a man walked past with an orange umbrella. The photo was real, but it had come before. She tried again. Same shimmer of light, same sigh from the camera. Hours later, down to the cloud, a second photo appeared. A child holding a green balloon, crying by the bus stop. It was cloudy. Her neighbor, Mr. Elias, was arguing with someone in the background. Again, it all came to pass. Lena stopped sleeping well, not from fear, from anticipation. Each night, she waited for the shimmer. Each time a new photo. Some were mundane shoppers crossing the street, a cat climbing a fence. Others were strange. A black car crashing into a mailbox. A streetlight flickering out as a woman in red walked beneath it. An empty park, suddenly filled with birds. And one night, a photo appeared that chilled her. It was her own apartment, her window open, curtains billowing, but she wasn't in the photo, and her plants were gone. She waited the next day, left the window closed, sat in the room, but the light shimmered anyway. The curtain lifted, and in a single blink, all the plants in the room wilted, as if they'd bloomed and died all at once. Lena didn't know what the camera was. A relic, a message, a warning. She researched, posted anonymously online. Some said it was cursed. Others said she was gifted. One message read, "Do not try to change the photos. They show what must happen." She tried anyway. When the photo showed a dog running into traffic, Lena stood by the road to warn the owner. The dog never came. She returned home feeling triumphant. Until the next morning, another photo. The same dog, but this time, it lay beside the road. Still, no cars, no leash, just the moment. Completed. Lena realized then these weren't snapshots. They were fixed points. Moments that wanted to happen. Some moments, she let be. Others, she tried to soften. She left coins near the man sleeping on a bench, knowing he'd be there. She brought tissues to the crying child. She used the camera not to control the future, but to meet it gently. Then, one night, she woke to a shima, not from the room, but from inside the camera. It clicked itself. And slowly, out came a photograph. It showed her, older, smiling, on a balcony she'd never seen, with someone she didn't yet know. There were books, plants, a mug of tea. She tucked a photo into her journal, and for the first time in weeks, she slept without dreams. The days after that were quiet. No new photographs appeared. The camera sat idle, until weeks later, when Lena, feeling curious again, brought the camera to the hill behind her building. It was early morning. Mist blanketed the grass. She waited. Nothing happened. No shimmer, just birdsong. But when she returned home, the photo was already there. Not of the hill, not of the past, but of a hallway. Narrow, soft-lit pictures on the wall. One of them was Lena's childhood photo. She didn't recognize the hallway, but she felt she would one day. She carried the photo in her coat pocket for weeks, wondering what it meant. Then one night, she visited a library she hadn't been to since she was a child, drawn by a dream, or maybe by memory. Inside the hallway, exactly as the photograph showed, and on the wall, her childhood photo, framed with dozens of others. A display from a community project she had forgotten. Photos of kids who once came to the library every week. The photo had taken her home. After that, Lena stopped fearing the impossible. She embraced the strange rhythm of her life. The camera remained, sometimes silent for months, sometimes gifting her 3 photos in a day, but always guiding her gently forward. Some showed sadness, a goodbye, a friend moving away. Some showed joy, laughter in a cafe, rain on a rooftop, and one final photo came when she was old. Hands weathered, eyes soft. It showed a young girl holding the camera, a different girl, in a different time. Lena smiled and whispered to the photo, "Take care of her, show her the way." Sometimes, life gives us glimpses not to frighten us but to guide us. So if ever you feel like tomorrow is uncertain, remember Lena and the photograph that was taken. Before it happened, thank you for joining Sleepy Sagas. If this story offered you a moment of wonder, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And may your own tomorrows be just as kind. Good night and rest well.